Their home here at the Thomas & Mack. Our officials, Vern Harris, Michael Irving, and Randy Richardson.
And you see Utah State starting man-to-man, but they played this matchup zone for about 20% of the game. That is really very, very confusing for their opponents.
Shot clock down to 6. Here's Guaf going right at Zach Keller. Turnaround, that's a tough shot, well short, and caught by Drake Allen.
Both these teams are, you have San Diego State that is really good defensively. You have this Utah State team that's good defensively and great offensively.
There's Miles Byrd, the Defensive Player of the Year, and he's got the first bucket of the afternoon.
And you just got a good look at him now. He's 4th in the league in steals. Actually, Utah State has the 2 guys that lead the league, the Mountain West in steals. But Miles Byrd, tremendous defender.
It's really unbelievable, Lap. The last 5 Mountain West Defensive Players of the Year have all come from San Diego State, as M.J. Collins puts the Aggies on the board.
I think that tells you something about what they value.
That's a culture award for sure, but a credit this year to Miles Byrd. Last year it was Guaf who gets the start today for the Aztecs as well.
And he's starting to pick it up with his block shots, Guaf. He's been hurt. He was hurt a lot of this year. Starting to feel it now. Played great yesterday.
Dixon Waters' step back is good, and that's a good sign, but he hasn't played great here in the first 2 games.
Yeah, no, he struggled big time yesterday. He only scored 5 points in that game, but they have so much depth. They can get away with, Miles Byrd only scored 7 points, so they can get away with those, their best players not scoring.
Falslev comes up short. Offensive rebound to Utah State, and now a 3 for Adlon Elamine.
This kid is going to be some player. I know he's been up and down. He had 15 yesterday. He is a very talented kid. Oh, look at that.
A steal by Allen. He flies in and lays it in.
Well, you got a really good look there at what Drake Allen does. Averages 2 steals a game.
Jared Calhoun told us this morning, we want to play this game in transition. We don't want to get set up against that half-court defense of the Aztecs. And so far, they've been able to run a little.
I think they would be challenging calls this early in the game. They've been conservative but effective and extremely detailed with it all season, fellas.
Yeah, and if he was wrong, what would have happened? That's what I want to know.
Falslev lays it in. It's a 7-0 run for Utah State.
Yeah, these guys have come out on fire.
I'm glad they didn't have the challenge system when you were still coaching, Lap, as Simmons flies in. Because I don't know what you would do if your guy got it wrong.
It would have been a problem, I'll tell you that. It would have been a problem.
That Simmons jam stops the run.
And, you know, both these teams, they don't mind playing a little bit fast. This is a faster-playing San Diego State team than we've seen in the past. What a great seal right there.
Zach Keller lays it in, and now 5 field goals for the Aggies from 5 different players. Dixon Waters defended by the freshman Elamine. Dixon Waters jumper doesn't get the bounce. Offensive rebound by Guaf.
Guaf has been playing with a lot of bounce in his legs, starting to find his way. Got hurt a little bit early on, but is starting to play much better. He was terrific yesterday.
17 points last night in 28 minutes against New Mexico. As Falslev cuts, rejected by Guaf, but they're going to tour. So a successful challenge by the Aztecs. Each team has been successful in the challenge department early here in Vegas.
And I got to give him credit on that one. That was, I thought it was pretty close.
Evan Washburn has more.
Guys, just for some clarity here, the system that San Diego State is using in terms of when to challenge is different than they've had all season. Their primary person who handled the tablet and when to challenge or to give confirmation is not on the bench due to limited seats, so a block the rope is handling. Successful out of the gate, but this is new for them the last few days.
That's a pretty big change. You know, you're talking about somebody handling that job the whole year. Boy, there's a lot of pressure on the rope.
Collins and Falslev miss, and then a foul is committed by Elamine. Road to former Aztec player, now in the hot seat, if you will, behind Brian Dutcher.
No doubt about it. But I tell you, Magoon Guav has really come up in his shot block. He was the leading shot blocker in the league last year. He's number 3 now, and that's after really dealing with a lot of different injuries during the course of the year. You know, we talk about Utah State being really, really good offensive team, but their defense is very solid also. Especially when they get to that matchup zone that they play. Great defense this possession.
And Bird way off the mark. 3.5 on the shot clock. Jared Calhoun told us this morning, he said, when we get our defense set, we are as good as any defensive team in the country. It's been set on this possession here, now trying to finish it off.
Well, it was definitely set, and it was really good. San Diego State, they like to play fast now. A little different from when Steve Fisher was coaching. They want to go up and down. Oh, what a move.
Dixon Waters as the timer expires. It gets the Aztec fans going.
Both these teams excel in the half court on defense.
Allen on the attack, missed it in tight, and taken off the glass by last night's hero, B.J. Davis, hit the game winner against New Mexico with 2 seconds left, lead by 2. Trying to punch their ticket to the big dance with Selection Sunday just a mere hours away. A great weekend in college basketball.
Great defense there by DeGorville, taking away that handoff.
Falslev directing traffic, and going up, he is fouled.
Oh, he's 2 leaders in steals in the Mountain West. Drake Allen and Mason Falslev, both averaging 2 steals a game. This team averages almost 9 steals.
That's number 1 in the Mountain West as Brian Dutcher makes a substitution. That is Pharaoh Compton checking in from Magoon Guav.
And, you know, losing Miles Hyde is a tough one, but they have so much depth up front, especially, that if anybody can overcome it, it's San Diego State.
There is Heidi, as Evan told us off the top. Injured his left hand last night in the semifinal win over New Mexico.
You know, what Dutch was talking about is, yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to forget the sets if you're getting pressure and just go by somebody.
Falslev goes by Bird and hands off to Allen for the jam.
That looked all right there.
Good work out of the timeout by Utah State. Now Bird racing up ahead. Lobs it for Compton, and a blocking foul is called on
2 games.
Brian Dutcher joked after the quarterfinal win against Colorado State he'd have to fire the guy in charge of the free throws, but then he said that was him. As Collins hits from the outside.
This kid's one of the most improved players in the country, and you talked about it before. Vanderbilt, 7 a game, now he's at 17. And here's that matchup zone. It's kind of like a switching man-to-man. Well, they tried to show it, and then they stayed there. And what happens is San Diego State standing around a little bit.
Groff nearly lost it. Now he does. Allen looking for help, and he gets it. That's the 6th turnover by San Diego State. Bird with the rebound off the miss from Tucker Anderson.
Yeah, they're sticking with this sloughing man-to-man, protecting the paint. You know, San Diego State, not a great 3-point shooting team.
Dixon Waters hunting for 3, and he's got it.
Except he's their best one, 35%.
His team leading 52nd 3 of the year, and Dixon Waters has 5 of San Diego State's 9 field goals. Was looking for more, but Dixon Waters right on him. Dixon Waters did a great job on Jake Hall of New Mexico last night as well, as Collins' contested 3 is off the mark.
Yeah, they didn't even let him breathe. He was 1 for 10, the best 3-point shooter in the league.
Mountain West Freshman of the Year for New Mexico. Bird from the outside. Yes. And we are tied
line and the paint, and that's what happened. And tonight, so far, Utah State winning that battle.
Falslev, good pass to the corner. They work it around for Elamine, but his three is short.
That would have been a hockey assist for Falslev there. The pass to the open guy.
I like when you talk other sports, Lab.
Yeah, I got a little hockey in there.
A little hockey? Yeah. San Diego State from 3. They began 0 for 3 in the first 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Since then, they're 3 for 3, and a foul is called.
Illegal screen, I think.
It is against San Diego State. Foul is called on Compton.
You know, we talk a lot about San Diego State having the second best bench in the country, but this Utah State bench is like top 25. They're not bad themselves. Oh, good seal up there. Oh, they call an offensive foul.
Going the other way.
Gary Clark. I guess he used his hands a little bit to get that great position that it looked like he had.
That's the second on Clark.
Take a look here on Clark. Oh, yeah, that's...
Up high on Newman.
Surprised they didn't take a look at that. I don't think it was a flagrant, but usually when you get hit in the head, they're going to look at it. Good closeout.
That was Collins closing quickly on Davis. Shot clock at 7. Newman, step back 3. Doesn't get the bounce, and it's cleared by Collins.
Pretty good job by Templin, staying in front of Newman. This is where it gets hard to score against San Diego State. When the game gets slow and you got to play against 5-on-5, and that was very uncharacteristic.
Allen to Falslev. Beautiful execution by Utah State.
I mean, you don't usually get those easy baskets in the paint. They're one of the best paint defensive teams in the country, San Diego State, top 20.
They now have 11 assists on 14 made field goals as Compton is fouled on the tip.
VCU tomorrow for the championship could be a bit stealer.
That last Utah State foul was on Gary Clark, and that was his 3rd. So he's out of the game in foul trouble right now with 2:55 to go in the first. Dixon Waters has only rested 70 seconds here in the first half. He's defending Falslev here. He spins by him, but can't get it to drop. A scramble out of bounds. And it's San Diego State ball to get a challenge. Utah State decides.
And I think they would have won it. I think they would have won the challenge. That's taking a chance. I guess the guy on the MacBook or the iPad is a little slow to the draw there.
We'll call it a tablet.
Tablet. Make
everybody happy.
You know, you're always correcting me.
Trying to help you out. Templin with the rebound.
I should have come up with that tablet. No kidding.
I thought it was interesting that as Allen misses, Jerry Calhoun told us that at halftime, he goes into the locker room and looks at every offensive clip from the first half.
I found that amazing.
Yeah.
Because what I used to do was I'd sit and talk to my assistants the first 5 minutes. We didn't have all this technology like they have.
Like a tablet?
Yeah, you're a wise guy, huh? All right, you know, I'd sit there for the first 5 minutes and talk to my assistants. Then we'd go in with 10 minutes to go, talk for 6 minutes, and send them out with 4 to go. But how do you do that so quick? That's unbelievable.
Really? He said it's all about adjustments. Evan, he told us that keeping an eye on the big picture is an important part of his coaching style.
Absolutely. He has such a calm demeanor on the sideline. And, guys, just an added layer to that technology lab. It is on a separate laptop, and he scans through it quickly. So he has all the clips in a library, and he's able to rip through it in about 5 to 10 minutes during that halftime break.
obviously Miami of Ohio is probably in, you know what I mean, even though I fight with Rory Zerbiak about that, whether they deserve it or not. But anyway, that's for another day. So, yeah, there's a couple of big Steelers left.
I have a feeling Wiley might get the last word in on AT&T at the half. Utah State, 11 assists on 14 made field goals. 6 different players have recorded an assist so far.
Yeah, I mean, this team assists on 60% of their field goals, which is top 30 in the country. That's what they do. This is no fluke.
Shot clock at 3. Collins has rejected by Bird, who tips it, and that's going to be a shot clock. Oh, no, it hit the rim. Yeah. Templin keeps going. Templin missed it in tight. Blocked the rebound, and a foul. Templin missed 6 games with a hip injury. Still not 100%. But as Brian Dutcher said after last night's win, he's starting to find his rhythm a little bit, and they are a different team when he plays up to his ceiling.
Dixon Todd DeGorville with a terrific rebound there.
Las Vegas native driving, using the glass.
He saw Carson Templin on him, and he just decided, I'm taking this guy, and he did.
Utah State has cooled off. They are 1 for their last 9. Aztecs fans on their feet.
I think San Diego State cooled them off a little bit, Andrew.
Templin's rejected. Shot clock turned off. Dixon Waters up ahead.
They should pull it out. Get the last one.
The San Diego State bench is trying to tell them, hold for 1. Dutcher's got one finger up, and DeGorville listens.
What always helps their defense, San Diego State, is they always have shot blockers. They're one of the better they're the best shot blocking team in the Mountain West.
4 seconds left. Pass is picked off by Collins. Can he beat the buzzer from midcourt? And
State tightened things up with the ball. They also started playing much better defense in the half court because part of it was there were no steals coming. There were transition baskets.
Utah State trying to win its first Mountain West Conference tournament title since 2020. San Diego State trying to punch its ticket to the dance. And Drake Allen gets the second half off to a good start for the Aggies.
I mean, when you see a team in the half court get that kind of a basket against San Diego State, it's rare, believe me.
Simmons calling for it, gets it, and a foul down low.
Well, they saw Simmons with Collins on him, and they decided to go down low to him. It was a good idea by Lagoon Guap.
First foul on MJ Collins. Bird, step back jumper. And going up to get the rebound is Zach Keller, and then he threw it away. Sloppy turnover there by Utah State. Just their 3rd in this ball game. Over to Evan.
Well, the message from Brian Dutcher at half to his guys, they have to space out the floor better so they can attack this slot ball screen. He feels like offensively they're just starting everything way too far out in the perimeter. They want to get into the paint, and he feels like this game is going to be defined and really decided, fellas, by transition and rebounding. They got to stop the transition from Utah State, have some of their own, and win the glass.
Yeah, and I'll even throw those are all great points, Evan. I'll even throw one more thing in there. They've got to make sure, because right now, San Diego State is not forcing turnovers. They've only forced 3 turnovers in this game. They normally force 15. That's been a big issue here.
Allen hits the 3. Utah State had been 1 for its last 10 on threes until Allen buries it.
And of all the guys that play, he's one of the weaker 3-point shooters.
31% on the season, but a big one there as the Aggies go up by 4.
Let's face it, San Diego State is the more desperate team for this game, no doubt. They are not in yet, probably. Utah State is in.
That pass deflected and a turnover. Falslev locates Allen up ahead. Allen, yes.
The
Aggies have scored the first 7
turnovers. The San Diego State, not today.
Well, during this 7-0 run, 5 of the 7 points have come off of turnovers for Utah State, and Allen has scored all 7 for the Aggies.
Another turnover.
Turnover number 11 by the Aztecs.
And they only average about 12 and a half, but right now, They are losing that battle big.
3 straight turnovers for San Diego State. Collins in the paint. And good defense there by Bird. Collins is slow to join the play.
They got to start putting some pressure. Now, this Utah State team, they're very good with the ball. They average less than 11 turnovers a game, but the pressure's got to get a little tougher for San Diego State.
Gloth for 3. Capable of hitting that shot 44% on the season, but not that time. Falslev trying to go all the way, and he draws the... Aztecs still yet to score here in the second half.
And we talked about it, Andrew. San Diego State has to win this game probably to get into the tournament. Almost assured. Utah State's already in. Got to see some desperation from San Diego State.
Brian Dutcher told Evan before the game that he feels good about their resume. They challenged themselves by playing Michigan, Arizona. He points out their bad loss, quote-unquote, to Troy. Well, Troy won their conference, but it might not matter because Brian Dutcher doesn't make the club.
Right, and it's a quad 3 loss. No doubt Troy's a good team.
Simmons fouled on the putback. You were locked into all the games from the pool yesterday, Lat.
I was. It was a nice day.
It was a nice day. Second that. Elamine on the wing. And poked away. And retreating to get it is Kobe King.
And you know what happens? Elamine had fouls in the first half. He's not really gotten back into the flow here at all.
Knocked out to San Diego State. Trying to flip this momentum a little bit that Utah State is grabbed out of the halftime locker room.
Well, San Diego State usually does that with that defense. But they got to force some more turnovers so they can get out in transition. They're at their best when they're playing a little faster on offense. A lot of half court tonight for San Diego State. And this Utah State team, they're pretty good defensively, too.
Simmons calling for it. Davis instead will take the jumper and knock it down. B.J. Davis, the hero last night against New Mexico, and he cuts the deficit down to 2.
You're right, that was a tough drive that he made last night.
That was his first field goal today. Falslev. Off glass.
Wow, that was on Miles Bird.
Dixon Waters cuts. Davis finds him. Turnaround is not good at USC. The street address that he grew up on as a kid was 3939, and that is why he wears jersey number 39.
Templeton, great position down low.
But he missed the reverse. And taken off the glass by Bird.
Utah State, now they're in that swing like Kobe King's on block. Just switching, whatever it is, man-to-man. That's very confusing. You got to run your man stuff against this defense.
Dixon Waters. And that one spins out.
They're trying to get Temple the ball. You got B.J. Davis on him.
Shot clock at 10. Falslev had it poked away, gets it back. King attacking, slashing, and missing. And a rebound by Davis. And I've got a feeling it's a different kind of climate.
I've been on both sides.
Allen has a dozen. 8 of the 12 have come here in the second half. Great pass there, corner 3, not there for Newman, and it's saved by Drake Allen, who's been everywhere here in the second half. And he draws another foul. The Gorville and Dixon Waters collide, going for the rebound. Dixon Waters squinting a little bit as he comes down the floor. Tied at 45. To DeGorville.
That's a tough shot. Not a good shot there.
And it goes out of bounds to Utah State.
You know, we got to talk. We always talk about San Diego State defense. This Utah State half-court defense has been so good. That's the reason why San Diego State isn't scoring in the paint. They can't get in the paint.
Farrell Compton has worn a mask this season because of an injury to his nose. He did not start this game with a mask on, but now he's gone masked in the second half. Did take a shot in the first half. Oh, MJ! Wow! First points of the half for MJ Collins. Newman trying to answer, and a foul is called. Newman had only missed 4 free throws all year. He goes 1 out of 2 at the line.
I can't blame you for that one because you didn't say it.
I waited.
Yeah, and I see that. You're trying to control your Malloy.
Tay Simmons just sat back down on the San Diego State bench. As Evan told us, he was dealing with some cramps. Collins, turnaround. Rattles in.
You know, this guy might be one of the most improved players in the country for sure. I don't know about his goal most, but he went from 7 points a game to 17 points a game this year.
A second-team All-Mountain West selection, MJ Collins. Dixon Waters, and he is money on that turnaround.
And that is a tough shot. That was good defense by Falslev there.
And a foul. Collins sends it out to Falslev. Clark goes up to get the rebound, and he's fouled.
You can't get a rebound standing that close to the basket. It's hard.
Foul was on Newman, and he slowly exits. Elamine inside. Good defense by Guaf. DeGorville. Inside. Davis finishes.
That was a heck of a pass, and it was a heck of a finish, especially when you consider Davis had to do that on Clark, who's 6'9".
Davis is 6'2", and that one got the Aztec fans up out of their seats here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Falslev with the answer.
I'll tell you, they got to get him to go to his left. He goes to that right hand. He's really strong finishing.
He's in double figures with 10 points.
And here's that matchup zone now. You can see got Collins on block. They're switching everything out here.
DeGorville trying to work through the trees. Not happening. Guaf looking to save it. Comes to Collins. He collides with Falslev, and it goes back to San Diego State. The shot clock, though, is under 1 second. Miles Bird comes in for Guaf. This will have to be a very quick catch and shoot.
0.5, they can catch and shoot it.
Oh, layup. Shot clock violation. Falslev, good defense to seal Bird. Minutes to go. Falslev left open. Wow. Misses the three.
Not going to get a better look than that. And he's a good three-point shooter.
Utah State 4 of 18 from beyond the arc today.
You know, they haven't shot well from three. Oh, that's MJ Collins.
Easy steal there for Collins.
You know, they didn't shoot well against San Diego State in both games. Even the one they won, they didn't shoot well from three.
Falslev, nice split pass. Clark had it poked away, trying to get it back. Throws it up in the air right to DeGorville. 5-on-4 the other way. Bird left open.
He's been struggling from the three-point line.
Miles Bird in this Mountain West tournament is 2 for 16 from deep.
He's not a great three-point shooter, but he's 30%. He's better than that.
Clark with good position. DeGorville the block. Clark gets it back and scores.
He took that back up on there. Only 4.
The fewest turnovers a San Diego State opponent has committed this year is 6. Aggies with 4 inside 8 to play.
And their defense has been very sticky in the half court, too. Every time I say it, they're going to lay it, though. That happened just a third time. I said, boy, they play sticky defense and give him a layup 3 times.
Dixon Waters with 20 points for the 6th time this year.
Hey, he's played well. He averaged 19 against them in the 2 games they played during the season. So, yeah, he's been good against Utah State.
Elamine finds a cutting. Falslev, what a pass.
Dude, that's one of those ones I said, well, I think he got lucky there because he was kind of like stuck in no man's land, and he found the cutter at the end. Another paint point for Utah State. They've got 36 to 20 for San Diego State.
Block tied up at the free throw line. Locates Simmons, who's rejected. Elamine says no.
Elamine's going to be a really good player. He's not having a great day today, but you can see the talent. And he had 15 in the semifinals yesterday. One-on-one for Falslev right there.
Working on Bird. Sends it out to Elamine with the shot clock at 3. Step back, Elamine, no. And it's last touch by Gary Clark. Utah State getting it done on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you take a look here. You get the drive by Elamine. And really, Miles Bird fell asleep there and allowed Falslev to come in. A great block by Elamine.
Davis comes to get it. Could not get a handle on it, and a turnover by San Diego State.
And a pretty good job there by Clark, staying with that, not fouling.
Turnover number 14 today by Brian Dutcher's club.
And San Diego State, their defense isn't bad. They're just not forcing any turnovers.
Allen can't find the touch. Foul is called. Foul is on Bethune-Guelph, and that's his first. Well, last night against New Mexico and today against Utah State, San Diego State, neither team has led by more than 6 points. They've been playing these tough nail-biters for the last 24 hours. Collins for 3. Yes! 17 for MJ Collins as we approach 5 minutes to go. Davis draws here in the second half.
Utah State's been so comfortable. He's getting open again.
Collins foul.
And that's a good basket that he kind of not bobbled the ball, but he didn't get right into his shooting motion. It was really close.
Gene, thank you. A 5-point play for Utah State with 5 minutes to go. massive play, and a foul is called on the floor before Gloff threw it down.
I'm going to say that's one that Brian Dutcher is going to look at after the game and not be happy with.
Keller commits his second. That's 16 fouls against the Aggies. San Diego State trying to get back in this game now. They've only made 3 threes all game. Gloff trying to make it 4. Rebound. There's a man's rebound by M.J. Collins.
And that's the other thing. Utah State, not a strong rebounding team. They've rebounded it pretty well today.
Brian Dutcher has sent Dixon Waters to the scorer's table with the 4 fouls. El-Amin inside. Off the feed from Collins. On Gary Clark, Miles Bird. Happy about that one. See if he can get back in there.
Well, now they want him to make this obviously up so they can set up the pressure. Now you can't.
Collins tried to sneak a pass into Clark, and just the 5th turnover.
There's a turnover, and that's the key to this thing changing, is if they could force some turnovers.
There's the foul trouble. 3 players with 4 apiece. 17 assists, 5 turnovers for the Aggies. Dixon Waters from the free throw line comes up a little bit short, and Falslev the easy rebound.
Yeah, he's been making that fadeaway really all weekend. Well, not today. Hadn't played well all weekend.
Aggies looking for their 28th win of the year. Falslev, no. Clark the rebound and the putback.
They've gotten great minutes from Clark.
He's got 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 of the 6 boards have come on the offensive glass.
I mean, you think about it, Templin really hasn't done anything because these other guys come off the bench have done great.
Gloff hits a 3. And Brian Dutcher calls it timeout. 2:51 to go. An 8-point Utah State lead. You look at the Aztecs, you talked about it, Lap. They average almost 8 steals a game. Only 1 today.
That is a credit to Utah State.
Bird is back on the floor. Desperation time for San Diego State. As we've told you during this broadcast, our CBS Sports Bracketology has them as the first team out of the tournament field. Trying to wrap up an automatic spot. They're going to have to be on the comeback trail against the Aggies. Falslev. How did he get it to go?
Great footwork. That was the footwork of a postman, not a guard. This defense for Utah State has been pretty good.
Dixon Waters launches a heave for 3. Not there. El-Amin the easy rebound. And now Jarrett Calhoun is saying, well, let's slow down a little bit, use a little clock.
Yes, use clock, and the San Diego State don't foul yet.
Falslev right by Gloff.
Wow, you see why this kid's the player of the year. Made a lot of big plays.
16 for Mason Falslev. And time is running out for the Aztecs. Bird a deep 3.
Well, you got to foul. You got to give it 1 anyway. Well, if you're not going to foul now, then you're just saying the game's over. I guess they're just going to concede.
Five to shoot. Collins lost it going up. Good defense by San Diego State, but now less than a minute to play. Bird in transition, trying to get to the basket, sends it to the corner. Davis hits a 3. 71-62. Now you'd expect a quick foul.
I mean, why? They should have done it already, really. They let that whole shot clock go.
Trying to get him to foul. And they have it. Falslev to a cutting Clark. Davis misses. Falslev the rebound. And Brian Dutcher saying no foul. Utah State is going to win the regular season title and the Mountain West Conference Tournament title.